Hey guys, Desolator Magic here, and you might have seen these images floating around online and thought to yourself, what the f*** are those? Okay, probably just Max Mofo Pokemon said that, but you might have been thinking something similar. And now you're probably thinking about his adorable new Shiba Inu puppy named Kevin. Yeah, that's right, I'm all up inside your head reading your thoughts. Hey, speaking of thoughts, whole bunch of members of the Gatewatch are in this one. I couldn't think of a better joke for that. Oh, and by this one, I should probably explain, this is the annual San Diego Comic-Con exclusive, what would you call it? Limited edition set? Limited edition run? Singles? Collection? Probably just cards, I guess, but it's basically this cool looking pack here that you see. And you can only buy it at the San Diego Comic-Con in person, I guess. Somebody was saying something about you could order it online too, but I don't know, maybe you had to prove that you went to the Comic-Con or something. Like prove you had a ticket or I don't know. I couldn't really find any information about that. So not only is there zero information, I mean none. There is not one single sentence about this on Wizards' entire website. But like the main release for this was IGN, and they have like zero details. So what we do know is it's available at San Diego Comic-Con. They've done this a whole bunch of times. At least last year it was those funny looking, what was it, like the undead versions of the Planeswalkers, I think. Unless it was the year before, but I think it was last year. Or maybe that was Shadows, because they had zombies and stuff. I don't know. What I do know is they're a little bit out of my price range because, well, the MSRP is $99, and it's not even just MSRP, it's the P. So I guess you walk up to the Wizards booth and be like, I'll take one, please. And I assume it's, limit one per person. What are they going to do, hand stamps or something? What are they going to take your DCI number, stamp your ticket? What's to stop you from pulling, free samples at the grocery store, taking a little U-turn and coming back around, 15 minutes later and hope they don't remember you? I mean, you could just bring 4 people, but I mean, the tickets ain't free. Oh, and these ain't free either. So $99, you might be thinking, well, that's ridiculous. I mean, look at, From the Vault or Signature Spellbook, much cheaper. But, well, it's not just a collectible. I mean, these are legal. They're, they're not oversized or anything, and they're standard legal, so they're extremely legal. Oh, and they all have the correct set icon, like in the middle right. So we've got Gideon of the Trials. I mean, still a fairly expensive card. Then we've got Jace Cut and Castaway. I mean, I think it's better than people give it credit for, but there's just so many damn cards that it's being drowned out. Then we got Liliana Untouched by Death, M19, technically not even out yet. Then we get the still incredibly heavily played Chandra, Torch of Defiance, amazing card there. And then Nissa Vital Force. I really do like that one, but I'll be perfectly honest with you, I like the +3 life one better. But we'll go over what the cards actually do in a second when I show the actually good version of the artwork here. But honestly, Nissa Vital Force, I mean, she's pretty expensive. I mean, just Planeswalkers are pretty expensive. So you add up the current, individual card values of these right now. For the regular versions, it's not that much. If you were to go to foil, they are. Not real clear if these are foil or not. It would be weird if they weren't, because every other time I think they have been foil, so I'll just assume they are. Now, if you were to add those up, they're well over 100 right now, and that's for the regular artwork. So this being playable and collectible, and I think a lot of these are powerful enough to go into a commander deck, and they're monocolor, so it's easier to match to a commander deck. Anybody who wanted to just leave them on a shelf, $100, I mean, it's not unheard of. I mean, have you seen some other collectibles? It's, it's high, but it's not crazy. But them being legal to play with, it's not like they're, $500 a piece where you'd be like, oh my gosh, there's no way I could play with these. I don't want to damage them. Even in light play condition, I feel like somebody could get at least what they paid for out of it like 2 or 3 years from now, easily. And the key to the price on these is the fact that they are so limited in print runs. I'm surprised they don't just say, we're making 1,000. I've never heard the numbers released unless somebody got cute and released them to make them sound more exclusive, but it's like, why would they? They print so few, they don't need to encourage people to buy these. So let's take a look at the cards, and then, oh, you knew it was coming, the artwork review. That's right. Starting a new channel, everybody, Desolator Art Critiques. Literally every single video would just be me looking at modern art and saying a chimpanzee could paint that, and that would be the end of the video. I could probably get 1 million subs. Oh my god, and then Desolator Chimp Art, where it's nothing but a chimpanzee painting things. That's a diamond play button channel right there, if I ever heard of it. So anyway, getting the trials, if you forgot, this is the one that says until next turn, prevent all damage target permanent would deal. It's like recurring removal, but not really. I mean, it's like, you just used a 3-cost pin down and the creature's basically gone. I mean, except that it can still block. So honestly, like, Seal Away is better, but that's not really the point. The point is, he does other things, and to get him off the field, somebody has to swing at him instead of you, or hit him with a damaging spell instead of you. So his 0 ability, which he has no minus, that's huge by itself. Until end of turn, he becomes, 4/4 indestructible human, blah, 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 prevent all damage, can't be destroyed, whatever. Classic Gideon ability. And then 0, you get an emblem with as long as you control a Gideon Planeswalker, you can't lose the game and your opponents can't win the game. I still don't like that. It's just so Platinum Angel, and it's so broken while simultaneously not being very realistically usable. It's one of those things where, yeah, it's insanely powerful and your opponent has to play around it. But if you have enough to protect Gideon, you're probably going to win, and if you don't, you're probably going to lose, whether you have the emblem out or not. Still, 3-cost white spell that says you can't lose the game, and then with exceptions from there, that's better than Platinum Angel, honestly. So I can see why people like it, and people do still play this in certain decks. It went up and down in price. I think it hit a pretty high price at one point, so I could see why they would choose this one. But the artwork. What the hell? I mean, this is Therese Nielsen. There's tons of details. They all have a consistent theme. This looks so good from a quality and skill and talent standpoint. That said, what the hell? I mean, I'm just saying, you could draw a really accurate, amazing looking, high detailed, very well lit, colorful pile of dog shit. That is the perfect analogy for this card. What is up with his neck? What's up with that expression? What's up with the half asleep and the one eye almost opened? Is he conscious? Is he not? It looks like somebody took a dead body and propped it up on a wall and then took a picture. Who the hell is that? Is that one of the gods from the whatever plane he was from, Theros or whatever? Could you tell I didn't read the storyline? That's just some angel? It's not... who is that? Am I missing something from the lore since I don't know the majority of it? I bet I am. But I mean, that ain't no Ketra, you know what I mean? I mean, that face is literally me if I get woken up at 5 in the morning and then realize, oh, that's right, I do have a reason to be up. Damn. I don't get it. Is it supposed to be some dramatic, weird, offset head pose, some... I'm not an art person, but 1700s and 1800s painting, I think, is when they did that. It was kind of a French thing, I think. Oh my God, we have to move on. I could talk about this painting for days, but with respect to Therese and all of her work, I'm not going to. Everybody could have an off day, I guess, and who knows what Wizards told her to make it look like. I mean, let's not forget that detail or potential whatever. So next up, Jace Cut and Castaway. I mean, questionable choice. He's the 3 loyalty for 3, and he can single-handedly, sort of combo with himself to just dominate the game over the long term, which is so classic blue. He's not some, is he playable, is he not, 5 or 6 cost or whatever. Good choice card-wise, but he's not a cunning castaway in that artwork, and I'm never going to get past that. But okay, that's a card choice. Let's leave the artwork for later. He is +1 whenever one or more creatures you control deals combat to a player this turn. Draw a card, then discard a card. Oh, they were so close to making that not crap. Then again, if it just let you draw a card, I mean, there's unblockables flying. I mean, that actually probably would be kind of broken, but it would be good. It just might be too good. I mean, it'll get you your counter spells when you need them, and it'll get you anything else when you don't. So, I mean, don't underestimate it, but it's not great. Then -2, create a 2/2 blue illusion creature token, and if it's targeted by basically any spell, you sacrifice it. That's your spells, their spells. The only upside is the spell fizzles. Oh, pardon me, fizzle is not a true term in this high society art review. I believe the term you're looking for, Desolator, is that the spell is countered by game rule. Yes, I do believe that's the actual rule. Hey, everyone who was just thinking that. Do you think the spell would fizzle if I shove it up your ass? Anyway, his -5 is create 2 tokens that are copies of Jace Cut and Castaway, except they're not legendary. So if you got him to 6, you can -5 him, keep the original one, get 2 more. You got 3 Jaces, wonderful. They can both come out with 3 loyalty and immediately create 2 2/2 blue illusions. And turn after turn after turn after turn after turn, I mean, it takes a while. You can finally just dominate the game with just him. So when he comes out on turn 3, you're like, okay, I have to deal with this. But if people got walls, if they got, flying defenders, they got some kind of bounce back to hand, pin down, classic blue stuff, essence scatter even, you might not get to them. So this is a ticking time bomb. This is basically blue's, version of Fretwork Colony. So I do like that they made this the choice. It's just cunning castaway. Should he be wearing his half ripped up pirate crap and going shirtless or whatever? Oh, if they're going to do it from the Ixalan storyline, shouldn't he be, crying like a little baby on the steps of Arazka with Vraska having a little hug out session and doing makeovers and talking about boys? Hell, why didn't they just say, well, he's basically a female planeswalker at this point, let's put him in drag? Guys, it's San Diego Comic-Con. It probably would have flown. That was all a joke, by the way. Don't get too shook or triggered. So as for the artwork, people are saying they don't like it. I like it. I mean, it looks like, you know, Jace Mysterious, who putting the thing up and glowing eyes, and you can see the face tats. Details amazing. It still looks like a drawn image. This looks like a painting. It's not supposed to be photorealistic. I love the style. I love the texture. I love the colors. I love everything about this. Also, he doesn't look like emo, punk band singer M14 Jace, which... that was a travesty. I mean, it looks like him. He is a little scraggly, got the long hair going, and yeah, he still has his robe, but okay, he could maybe pass as like day one cutting Castaway. But why the hell is Urza in the background? I'm assuming that's Urza, because I mean, that's Urza. Got kind of like a doesn't matter if you're black or white Michael Jackson thing going on with the left-right face. Guess that's just an artistic, stylistic choice. But I don't think Jace knew Urza. I don't think he met him. I don't think he talked to him. Once again, I could be wrong. Somebody had a theory that it's like maybe they're saying Jace is similar to Urza or he could become him. I doubt it. Their personalities are so ridiculously different. I mean, Jace came up with the oath for the Gatewatch. I mean, he's Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, although there's different versions of Jace because he had his memory erased, so... I don't know. It's very odd. Why wouldn't it be that one Sphinx? That would have made so much more sense. And he's like walking away, turning his back on the Sphinx. It just makes no sense to put Urza there. It really doesn't. I don't get it. And why is Urza dressed like some kind of Tron Catholicism crossover? Anyway, let's go on to the next one. We got Liliana, Untouched by Death, Bolus in the background. There you go. It's that freaking hard, people. I actually get them. Get the reference? It's Bolus. And better yet, M19. Have you read the storyline? So she's kind of got that distrustful, like not smiling look, you know, kind of a little bit of attitude. Why the hell am I starting with the artwork? Okay, so this is the M19 one, leaked already, or spoiled, or spleaked, or whatever you want to call it. 4 loyalty for 4, very playable. She looks pretty good. +1, put the top 3 cards of your library into your graveyard. If at least one of them is a zombie card, each opponent loses 2 life, and you gain 2 life. Well, playing her and Liliana Death's Majesty in a zombie deck, probably doable. I mean, there's going to be 9 sets legal. I think that'll be a thing, because zombies right now is actually still pretty good. Everybody was like, oh, we lost Shadows and Eldritch, though. It's still playable. I mean, have you heard of this place called Amon Ket? Scarab God, anybody? Anybody heard of that card? You don't need Geralf, okay? You don't need him. You just need Liliana. After the rotation, though, I don't know about this, but -2, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the number of zombies you control. So there's doubling down on zombies. Everything is zombies. This is like Huatli and the number of creatures. It's direct, it's central, and it's late enough on the mana curve that you should have some zombies out. So I love it. -3, though, you may cast zombie cards from your graveyard this turn. Not just one. And not just put it back to your hand, zombies, plural. So you drop her out when you got 10 mana open, and ooh, it's all coming back. And you could like ult her, I guess you could say, and keep her alive on the same turn that she came out. I mean, this is a really good card. I think this should be a little bit higher price than it currently is. Last I checked, it was a while ago, it's sub 10. So back to the artwork. I mean, classic Liliana, what she's wearing, the head thing. One slight thing that I take issue with, where's the chain veil? Well, as you may have noticed, the answer is it's out of frame. It's technically on the card, but didn't quite make it into frame. That is a shame. But love the gloves, love the like spell, you know, negative energy, mana, whatever in her fist. I mean, just, this is so good. And honestly, she's dressed kind of spicy and stylish and whatever, without it being completely inappropriate with like massive cleavage or something. I do agree with them not making just these pervy cards, because people who like bring those pervy, like borderline adult-themed playmats to FNM, like, you're a pig. You're disrespectful from women, it's inappropriate, and nobody thinks you're so manly, you're so cool. Just, people like that. It's the same type of people who are like, ooh, I drank 15 beers, I'm so wrecked, ha ha ha. Like, doing stupid shit and then having people think you're cool. No, they don't, okay? That whole personality archetype cannot stand those people. So anyway, love everything about this card. It is still, 106 out of 280. It does say where it would say the promo, SDCC, but then it also still says M19. That's really, really, really nice, because it's like a promo, it's like an alternate, it's almost like something you'd see on game day. I love it. Now here's a question, and this is going to be very divisive. If these cards were printed on like a plate of solid silver, and they look super foil, but they were obviously not playable, they're just collector's pieces, but they used like dye sublimation printing to make it look absolutely flawless, and it was printed on like maybe even a 3D imprinted like embossed plate of silver, would you still buy them? Would you be interested in them? Would that price be appropriate? Or do you think that the fact that they're playable cards goes into it? And also, if you bought this product, would you take them out and play with them or put them in a binder or something, or would you absolutely leave them sealed in their packages? I'm very curious to do that kind of little market research experiment, so let me know down in the comment section. So next up we got Chandra Torch of Defiance, of course, because she's pretty much the best version of Chandra right now. 4 cost 4 loyalty, right where you want to be for typical Planeswalker, because 3/3 you got to kind of weaken it, and 5/5 it lowers its playability just a hair. But 4, you can run that in anything. So +1, exile the top card of your library. You may cast that card, still got to pay mana for it. If you do not, your opponent takes 2 damage, so pretty nice. And then another +1, add 2 red mana. So if you're somehow, I don't know, up on cards, or you cast her out and then immediately next turn needs 6 mana, the 4 lands that you tap to bring her out, and then 2 extra to bring out, you know, Etali or something. Oh boy, there you go. So very neat, very uncommon these days, red ability. Then -3, the emergency removal, where you can build her back up. It's not an absolute death sentence. 4 damage to target creature, and if it's bigger than 4, okay, cool. So, you know, not a universal threat remover. And then -7, the absolute game ender. You get an emblem with whenever you cast a spell, this emblem deals 5 damage to any target. In my opinion, that should have said instant or sorcery. It is just simply too good, and it's too easy to get to. They either should have started her at 3 loyalty, which would be really touchy, but I mean, red, you know, it's combat, it's removal. I mean, either that or like one of the +1s should have been like a -1 or something. But yeah, I mean, she's still crazy expensive right now, so it makes sense to choose her. Classic red abilities, a quad ability. I mean, pretty much the best choice they could have picked. So as for the artwork, I mean, it's pretty solid. Kind of a different look. She looks like that one British actor, I want to say. But I mean, when have they ever made the Planeswalkers look consistent? Teferi looks like 3 different people in the same damn set. Now, I'm not sure if that's like Jaya or like her mom, Pia, in the background. Kind of hard to tell, really. Like, she looks young, but she also kind of doesn't look like Pia, so I don't know. Not really sure what's going on with the doves or seagulls, but other than that, everything's on fire, and, you know, I like the artwork. She got, like, candles going on, flames everywhere. Kind of looks like she's flipping you off, but she probably isn't. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, count the fingers. But in a passing glance, it could be mistaken for that. I'm sure that was on purpose. I love her armor. I love the look of everything. Wonderful artwork. I don't love that they had to shrink the artwork window to fit her 4 abilities, though. That kind of sucks. So finally, we've got the 5th one, this is a Vital Force. It's a 5 for 5, which, I mean, green ramp colors, it might as well be 4. Untap target land you control for +1 until your next turn it becomes a 5/5 elemental creature with haste. It's still a land. Just fantastic ability, solid 5/5, and it, you know, it's kind of like a crude vehicle. It's not always going to be a creature, and a lot of spells say non-land, permanent, and guess what? It's a land. And then -3, return target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. I mean, if you really need it back, if it's big enough, that's good. Otherwise, it's not amazing. And then -6, you get an emblem with whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card. It's pretty nice. I mean, if you top deck a land, you instantly get to not top deck a land, sort of. You could draw 2 in a row if you're very unlucky. So there's nothing real special about this card. It's not terrifically expensive either. It's just kind of classic green, but it's on the higher end of the curve. So, I don't know. It is really, really classic Nissa, really, really classic green. I guess that's Freyalise in the background if I had to take a guess. It's probably a pretty good guess. I kind of like the plants on the bottom there, but they're, you know, only visible on the art, not the card. I mean, you can kind of see through the text box. But what is going on here? Like, I thought the other ones were like they were supposed to be standing in front of a stained glass window, not a member of it. Maybe not. I don't know. Now I'm kind of second guessing that. Maybe they were all supposed to be some kind of, you know, stained glass. Well, they certainly don't have like the mosaic thing going on their faces. So I don't know. It's just like these weird square panels with like screws holding them on. Very mechanical, very not nature, very like artificer. That's just weird to me. But other than that, the actual artwork is pretty cool. I don't know why there's just randomly wood in the top right. That's unusual. And, you know, if I'm going to nitpick, I don't recall her ears being quite that big. Maybe they were and I just never noticed it, but damn, those things could pick up all kinds of government transmissions. But yeah, I like her outfit, like her hair, I like her everything. I just like her. She got the cool glove going on. She got like the glowy hand thing with some cool green magic going on. Pretty sweet, all things considered. All of them a drastic improvement over Half Asleep Gideon. I mean, that was like 4 hours standing in line at the DMV, just take my damn picture, Gideon. Like, what the hell? So the only other details I guess I left out is that this set is called Timeless Legends. Pretty appropriate, I guess. Both history of the storyline and history of the game itself, that makes sense. It is almost self-deprecating because it could be interpreted as, yeah, they won't stop printing these damn cards. All it is the same 5 stupid members of the Gatewatch over and over and over. Well, newsflash, everybody, they're the main characters, okay, of the story. They're going to keep coming back to them because that's what a story does. I personally never had an issue with that. It's just when they're shockingly similar, you can now have multiple on the battlefield at the same time, and there's like, what, 3 legal Gideons at one time that are standard? That's a problem. But Gideon every 5 sets, not really a problem, except that they're also not getting very creative at all with these. He does the same damn thing. That is boring and repetitive. So anyone saying that, yeah, you got a point there. So anyway, let me know if you're planning to pick these up, what you think of them, what you think the intended use is. Did they make the right decision about making them playable, making them not? Do you like that they don't have a custom set symbol? Or would you have wanted them to have some weird like DCI promo thing across them or something? That actually wouldn't make any sense to have DCI across it. And what do you think of Drunk Gideon? I could make 6 more videos about that damn artwork. I really could. So leave any kind of comments down below. Are you going to San Diego Comic-Con? I'm not, because I'd rather spend my money on literally anything. But as a final parting word, okay, do they really expect people to walk up with, I guess maybe not cash necessarily, it might actually be credit only. But even then, okay, walking around with this and other hyper expensive merchandise, a lot of vendors there, a lot of rare comic books and stuff there. People could be walking out of there to their car or in an Uber or taxi or down to their hotel or whatever with like $1,000 worth of stuff on them. And I'm pretty sure you basically can't even carry a concealed gun anywhere in California. I don't know. They got the worst damn gun laws I've ever heard in my life. So if any kind of criminals, remember this is San Diego, not San Francisco. If any kind of criminals are like, oh look, people with limited edition crap that, I mean, I hate to stereotype, but generally may not be the most physically fit and physically conscious fat nerds, bit of a target there. Somebody might be like, yeah, let's mug as many of these as possible, and that's stupid. I'm sure the con itself has a no weapons policy. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. It's just a bunch of liberal assholes in California, aka gun hell. So, I mean, I'm just going to jump to a little bit of a conclusion here. Like, as an example, to outline what I'm saying here, I will not go to a casino that has a no gun policy. That is stupid and careless. Oh, gee, Dust, that would never happen. Yeah, my friend got robbed outside of a casino in Minnesota. So for all this, like, high-level transactions going on, there's people selling Power 9 there from what I've heard. I mean, all these ancient collectibles, like first editions and stuff in California. Maybe this should have just been an in-the-mail redemption kind of thing. But then again, this is only 100. I mean, to me, only 100 sounds like a bit of an oxymoron. But it just seems odd to have this be like, I don't know, Black Friday times 10, and you know people getting robbed on Black Friday. I mean, carrying merchandise to your car, people getting their cars broken into, like that's, you know, people target, like criminals target where there's money. So this whole San Diego Comic-Con, you have to be there in person and grab it for cash or credit. The whole system seems like the dumbest, most dangerous, stupid idea I've ever heard of in my entire life. But maybe that's why I heard whispers of some kind of online thing or something. I don't know. I would have been just like, reserve it ahead of time when you buy your ticket, or, oh, you know, orders open at midnight. Have your proof of you bought a ticket and we'll just mail it to you for safety. That seems like a little bit better of an idea. So if you're going to San Diego Comic-Con, just keep that in mind, that if you're going to carry in or out thousands of dollars or dollars in merchandise, you know, just watch yourself. Maybe go in a group. Don't take some sketchy route. Just don't be stupid. And let's see who gets this reference. I'll see you guys next video. Remember, buckle up your seatbelt.